Hi.
Hi.
I'm Nick.
I'm Jill.
And we're HipStrings. And hopefully this is working now.
It says no data.
Very concerning. Well, if you are viewing, then you definitely should comment. Now it says Action Collection. Okay. Granny Vicky says hi. So it is actually working. Good.
Yay!
High five. Thank you, Granny. Okay. So let's, hopefully that didn't confuse too many people that we had one that started and one that didn't start. And
yeah.
I don't know. But at least we got two people. This is
Yay!
great. Kathleen says, seems promising so far. So I'm going to zoom in here so we can see the text a little bit better. And you could start the introduction. What day is it today?
It's day 5.
All right.
So today is Craftsman on Gray Merino Silk. So this is the second time we've done the gray merino, hand-dyed gray merino silk. It's a 70% gray merino wool, 30% Tessa silk.
And I've got someday in the future.
Someday in the future.
Yes.
At least you're not in the past tonight.
Well, in the past means I could actually talk about what I'm doing. And then you have a little bit more time to talk about my fiber as well. And then we don't have those awkward silences.
Oh, well. We'll have plenty of awkward silences.
Yes, because as we were saying before the podcast started, we were absolutely going to do a different introduction of, hi, I'm Nick.
I'm Jill.
And we're
tired.
It has been a long couple of weeks, and this stream has been a bright, shining spot in the middle of every day.
But it is at the end of the day.
Yeah. Even though I just said it was in the middle. No, yeah, it's at the end of the day, and we're all very tired from the other events of the week. But on the bright side,
it's the weekend.
It's the beginning to the weekend. We should have some wonderful sleep.
And there's
tonight.
only like 3 real days to next week.
3 work days.
Yeah, and 3 school days.
All days are real.
Yes, but we don't have to wake up super early on Thursday or Friday.
That's right. Diane says that they're spinning live tonight, and she made herself stay up. Thank you for that. Hopefully it's not too late.
You might need coffee.
For tomorrow or for right now?
For right now.
Well, I'm going to do an excellent job of beating you if you go get coffee right
now. Then I'll stay.
Okay. I'm not going to go make you coffee either.
Oh. What if you win?
If I win, I don't think I'm going to be able to make you coffee before the stream ends. Plus, you'll never go to sleep then.
It's okay. I'll just epically crash.
You'll epically crash tomorrow night during the stream?
Yes.
Okay.
Or sleep during the day.
No sleep till Brooklyn. And we're not going to Brooklyn, so. All right. So I completely missed. You talked about what the what the fiber was?
Yeah, it's hand-dyed stuff.
It's hand-dyed stuff. Is that really the total description?
People know.
People know? Okay.
I said it like twice.
Okay.
Do I need to say it like 7 times? Isn't that what you're supposed to do to like make sure that people get what you're talking about?
You tell people what you're going to tell them. You tell them.
I'm going to tell you what this fiber is.
And then you tell them what you told them.
It's 70% gray merino, 30% Tessa silk. It's hand-dyed in the semi-solid Craftsman.
What is if
and
they were,
I just told you what the fiber is.
If they were going to find that on the website, which
they wouldn't.
They wouldn't. Because the shop is closed.
No, the shop is still open.
Okay.
Nothing. I will make no promises about things getting there before Christmas.
Okay.
But the shops are still open till Tuesday.
But they missed the window for getting
holiday shopping.
For holiday shopping.
For Christmas
shopping.
shopping.
Christmas shopping.
Yeah, I'm sure it will arrive in time for other holidays.
If you're shopping for New Year's,
yep,
you still have time. If you're shopping for Wintermas, which is in February, you still have time. But this has nothing to do with video games.
And I've got a tweaked blend and a brand new blend arriving on Monday that should have been here over a month ago.
Yes. Well.
So, I won't count my chickens till they're actually here.
Yeah. Wonderful new blends, though.
Yeah.
Lots of exciting things for you to do.
There's a new suite.
A new suite.
And a refresh of confetti cake.
Do you wanna?
So there's a
say
refresh of
what
confetti cake with a slightly different sari silk in it.
Okay. Do you want to say what the new suite is?
And the new suite for the suite collection is a Black Forest Gâteau.
And what is a Black Forest Gâteau for those of us like me who are less civilized?
Go watch some Great British Bake Off. It's a chocolate cake.
There you go.
With like Kirsch soaked cherries.
Okay.
And some sort, I think like a Swiss meringue frosting.
Excellent. Very decadent.
Mm-hmm.
Light and fluffy.
Yep.
Like fiber.
And it's a Merino Shetland sari silk and Tessa silk blend.
And absolutely, I would not recommend against. Wait, that's a lot of two negatives. I would totally recommend watching Great British Bake Off to really understand what it is.
The order you placed yesterday is going out tomorrow via priority, so it only has to go across the state, so it'll be fine.
And that was
it'll
an
be
answer
there
to
like
Diane
Monday.
hoping.
That's an answer for Diane. So yeah, it's going to be a very dark, rich brown red is the Black Forest Gâteau.
And Diane says Black Forest Gâteau sounds wonderful to eat and to spin.
See, you...
Just make sure you don't confuse the fiber with the cake.
Yeah.
Don't spin the cake and eat the fiber.
But now I feel like we need to like do a whole thing of spinning each one of the sweets while eating the thing.
But we can't eat the Black Forest Gâteau. Or the chocolate crisps.
Or
Mint crisp? What was that one?
chocolate crisp.
Chocolate crisp, yeah.
And after dinner mint, you can't have.
Yeah, no, there's like so many that I can't have.
Okay, we'll have to have other people over that can eat these things.
We're just gonna video them like.
That will sit and eat the thing while
We'll do a
spin the
split screen.
fiber.
We're spinning the fiber on one side of the screen, and they're just sitting eating cake, staring at the screen. That's not creepy at all.
Because there's lollipop swirl, and there's confetti cake.
I could totally be sucking on a
and
lollipop.
after dinner mint, and chocolate crisps, and raspberry chocolate, and Black Forest Gâteau.
I feel
There's
like
lots of things that we don't eat.
I think you need just a chocolate box at one point.
Box of chocolates.
Life is like.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I mean, what? I would have to get rid of lollipop swirl and confetti cake. Those
You wouldn't have to get rid of.
Yeah.
You would have to augment. Replace.
Okay. So I meant to do this the weekend of
you
Rhinebeck.
gotta say what the comment is.
Amy has a comment saying like maple cotton candy at Rhinebeck. Don't confuse it with fiber. This Rhinebeck, since I didn't go, I was staying at home. I meant to make some maple cotton candy bats.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But I think I had other bats I needed to make for orders. So.
Well, you know, next year you've got your 12 months.
No, but that's all
bats.
signature blends. So I'd have to have a signature blend of maple cotton candy, and then discontinue it, and then bring it back in the Bat Month Club.
Okay.
Which means like it could be in the Bat of the Month Club like 2 years from now, because I keep stuff for at least a year and a half.
Or you could, you know, just make a bat of it.
Yes. And I think I might, and bring them to shows that aren't Rhinebeck.
Because at Rhinebeck you could just make maple cotton candy.
And I don't vend at Rhinebeck.
Yeah, well. Dan says, sounds like a wonderful combination for a large project.
There is somebody who's currently working on a huge project of after dinner mint and chocolate crisps. Like pounds and pounds of it for a weaving project, for a blanket. And those two were meant to go together. They have the same fiber content.
So it was wonderful to see the little like secret stories you have about which ones you mean to go together.
Yeah, I have so much I just don't communicate to other people.
Yeah.
And hope that they'll pick up on it.
Well,
Sometimes they do.
It's like the Easter eggs in a movie, right?
Yeah.
Like, when you discover the secret message intended from the artist, it's a special feeling.
Oh yes, and maple cotton candy is going to be like super fine merino and like baby camel and mulberry silk.
And Dan says maple cotton candy sounds yummy any time of the year.
Yes. You usually read the things for me.
Yeah, I know, and you're responding faster than I can read them out.
Catch up.
You're just super excited. What did I say? We're tired. You were supposed to be super tired too.
I have brought forth from wellspring deep inside myself.
Oh, so
energy.
you're gonna crash epically after
yes.
this. Great.
That's what I do.
Uh,
If anybody saw me in the vendor marketplace at SSK this year, after 3 days of teaching, Jill's brain no longer works.
that's okay.
Which
Like
is
we
why
said.
I'm not vending at Flyway next year.
Like we said, it's the weekend.
Yeah. It's a good time for a crash.
Yeah. All right. So, what are all of your collections now these days?
There's the sweets.
Yeah.
There's the mythologies.
Oh, what are the mythologies?
Those are all the merino Shetland sari silk blends. So that has like Poseidon and Vulcan and Rumpelstiltskin, Selkie, Kelpie, Ione. I think that's all the ones that are currently around.
Okay.
And then there's the flora and fauna, which I haven't finished listing.
Have you finished designing it?
Oh yeah, the blends have been around for a while.
Okay.
They've gone to a couple shows.
And the flora and fauna
Flora and fauna,
include?
there's Abalone, which is in the shop. Rose Garden. There's Great Purple Emperor, which is not in the shop yet. There's Canopy, which is in the shop. There's Shoreline, which isn't in the shop. There's Deciduous, which isn't in the shop.
So it's like half.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. And is there any other?
No, everything else has been kind of I mean, there's the Merino, the 75/25 Merino Mulberry Silk blends. Odinson is still around.
Diane
says,
is Odinson still around?
I'm tired.
I've always wanted to spin a larger project in that.
Yes, Odinson is still around.
I love you.
I love you
amazing.
too. I'm really tired.
And that's why you're jumping on everything faster
Yes.
than usual. That's great. I love it.
Some of us express being tired in very different ways.
Yeah, right. So yes, Odinson's still around?
Yes.
Excellent. You got some new stuff in today.
That was,
Is it new stuff or is it just a
It's restock. It's a restock
Yeah.
of Ao Oni. So Ao Oni is this really vibrant blue-violet merino Shetland sari silk. And Ao Oni is the blue ogre from Japanese mythology, who is the friendly ogre.
I still haven't watched it, but there is a on Netflix a movie about Japanese mythology, which is called something like Oni, or something like that. I need to watch that. It looks good.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a little bit of the South American tweed for me to dye, and some dyed merino for bats.
Nice. But none of the new stuff is coming out until next year.
Right, I'm not gonna. We are currently sitting where I usually take photos, so
Yeah.
there's usually a table here.
Like right through here.
So I'm sure we'll have some fresh things on January 1st when we reopen shop.
Yep. Because like you said, while the shop is closing, you're not taking a break.
Yeah. just taking a break from selling things, which thankfully I can do because everybody's been so awesome and supportive this year.
Yeah. Maybe we take a second to thank everybody for seeing us at shows and buying
Ordering
stuff from the
online.
shop online and
Telling your friends about us.
yes, and most importantly, joining us now on this stream and dealing with the fact that we had that hiccup stream that
Yeah.
for some reason started not. We're gonna have to look into exactly what happened there. We started the stream and then it said, "Sorry,
nope.
there's been an error." And we're like, what?" And then we had to make a new stream. But you guys found us, so yay.
Yeah, there's like no like restart stream.
Yeah.
We are not professional YouTubers.
Oh, maybe we should take this time to remind everybody to subscribe, ding that bell,
and
smash that like button. There you go. And look, right after we said that, we got more viewers.
Yeah.
Nice. Dan says, once people see your fiber, they want it. That is excellent. So, I know the answer to this already, but maybe
but you're gonna ask it?
I'm gonna ask it so you can talk about it. What drives your inspiration process when you want to design a new blend?
So first it's usually color. I usually pick a main color, like the dominant color in a blend.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pick usually some analogous colors to give more color depth. And then I think about contrasts. So usually something complementary or split complementary to provide a pop.
I actually didn't know that answer. I didn't think you were going to go that route. I was thinking, like, where does the name come in? Because I thought you usually start from name first.
Sometimes I start from name first. A lot of times I start from color first.
Okay.
And then I find something to name it that will help communicate what I want to other people. And other times it's like mythology. When I did Rumpelstiltskin, I was like, okay, Rumpelstiltskin is gold.
Absolutely. No doubt about that.
And there are certain things that, like when I did the sweets collection, that was starting out with names. And there was like a chat with some friends of, okay, give me colorful desserts. And there may have been some Pinterest browsing.
As so many creative activities start.
Yeah. And then it's like, okay, what kind of things and sweets can I represent in a fiber blend? And so sometimes it's a riot of color, like lollipop swirl.
Yeah.
I totally think about the giant spiral lollipops that are just like a rainbow of colors. And then sometimes it's like chocolate crisps, which is not so much a color. Okay, it's chocolate. That's not uber complex.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to get across a certain texture.
The crunchiness.
And a crunchiness.
Crisp.
And so it has the flax and stuff.
All right. By the way, we got a comment from Granny Vicky saying we could see and hear you the first time, which is good.
YouTube just didn't want to let us continue.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. And then Amy says, Diane got a call about your bats this week. The word is spreading. And Leah says, I looked for cinnamon-flavored beer tonight. No luck in York County, PA.
I can't think of I've ever seen cinnamon-flavored beer.
Well, there's some
cinnamon-flavored liquor.
Cinnamon-flavored liquor. We haven't even seen cinnamon-flavored liquor.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah, Fireball. Goldschlager.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's not, I don't know. I don't want to consider those cinnamon for some reason, but yeah, absolutely. They're supposed to be cinnamon. No, there's a lot of like Christmas spiced beer at this time of year that is good.
That includes cinnamon.
I am drinking Trouble No More Hazy IPA from Cinderlands.
And I'm drinking an oldie seltzer.
Yeah. I don't know how I'd qualify the taste other than good. And Jill is the one with all the precise wording for flavors and colors and textures. I just know what I like.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, that's how fiber blends get made. Sometimes it's a concept, sometimes it's a color, sometimes. What?
I just want to see how thin you're spinning, because you are going much thinner than you
I
used to
am
be.
going. No, I'm at like 32 instead of. Oh, no.
No,
No.
you're
No,
lucky-
I'm not.
No way.
I should thicken up.
Do I need to grab the nano? Here,
No.
Here, start wrapping.
No. I'll thicken up.
I just look at what you're spinning, and I look at my spinning, and I know we started off kind of similar.
I told you I've been spinning a lot of thin lately.
I'm also 2/3 of the way through
So
my
I
spinning.
really have to pay attention.
You're not even halfway through. No, I'm gonna take my time here to go and at least check on my bobbin where I'm at, because like I can't believe I'm going that much faster than you, and it really doesn't work to check on my bobbin, does it?
Not under tension.
It's not under tension. Ish. Yeah, maybe a little bit thicker than usual, but not a whole heck of a lot. All right.
I'll have to take the nano over to the rose and see how thin that stuff is.
What's that? What's
What
the
I'm
rose?
spinning on the rose,
okay.
it's like a Polworth mohair silk.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like a light fingering 3-ply. Maybe it will fluff up and be a fingering 3-ply.
Diane is getting 28 to 32 rough.
That's
branch.
where I've been. That's my happy place.
Yeah, that's not where you've been doing now.
Okay, the rest of the nights.
Yes, that's what I've been shooting
lapsed.
for as well.
Oh well, I'll be chain plying.
Well, then you're gonna have fiber that's or yarn that's.
And then I'm
thicker
gonna
and
knit
thinner.
it into like a shawl, and it's not gonna matter.
You are so lackadaisical about it today.
No, I'm lackadaisical about this all the time.
Okay.
Like if there's yarn that I really want, like I want to knit a sweater.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not doing like a woolen draft.
Yeah.
And I want it to like be very, very uniform, then I will care very much about my wraps per inch. Or if I'm spinning socks, I will care a lot about my wraps per inch, because if it varies too much, it's gonna go way off.
Yeah.
Something like this, it's gonna absorb some variation.
So we're gonna make a shawl out of this year?
I think so, because that's what we've made in the past that actually gets finished in time for the next one.
Maybe we should go slightly different, like a scarf or a
I don't
hat?
do scarves. Hats are too small.
2 hats? A hat and gloves?
No, I don't like breaking up the set. Like a color progression type thing, because I'm gonna have a gradient.
A vest.
I guess we could like steek it all the way, but I don't think that 6 ounces is enough for a vest for me.
Well, I mean, you combine it with other yarn. That's what we do with the shawl too.
Yeah.
This is the thought process that we go through.
I need cowls. I keep on wearing shawls, and they like unwrap themselves while I'm in the storage unit.
Yeah. I guess we could do, if we didn't want to combine it with something else, just a straight cowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Tube.
could work. Tube.
Snood. Or whatever.
I actually really like.
The really deep cowls you can put over your head.
That's true, but no, I like the, why am I blanking on the word? you could tell it's the end of the week at the end of the day because I'm forgetting words terribly. The surface that only has one
Mobius.
face, a Mobius strip. Yes, I like the Mobius strip cowls.
That would be interesting.
A Mobius strip is, you know how when you're supposed to join in the round and you are not supposed to twist it? Yeah, do that on purpose. Twist it, and then you end up having this thing where it's always got a fold in it. So if you run your finger along one surface, it actually goes inside and outside, and it is just one face that is wrapped in on itself. It's a really neat mathematical thing. It's kind of like a Klein bottle in 2 dimensions. The Klein bottle is the same thing but 3 dimensions, where it only has one surface, but it goes into. Anyways, we have comments. JK Knits For You says a cowl could do a V-shaped cowl. Amy says, the thing that gave me the most confidence to spin for big project was seeing a friend's first hand-spun sweater. It was also her first spinning. It's Aran at the top and got thinner as she knit. It was sport weight at the bottom. You'd never know until you felt the fabric in your hands. That's interesting. And I can imagine you could probably also adjust, you could use that to your advantage for sizing, as well as changing needles along the way.
I saw somebody who did like a cape, and they started with like the thin stuff at the top and then went to thicker and thicker towards the bottom. So that's what increased the circumference.
That's
more
cool.
than along with increases.
That's cool. People need to wear more capes.
Yes.
Like Gab. Gab found a cape at a thrift shop, and they're just so cool now. Like,
all of their friends keep asking where they got it.
They wear their cape in public instead of a coat now, so, capes are cool.
Unless you're a superhero.
Yeah, I was going to say Edna can suck it. No risk of our capes getting sucked into airplane jets or things like that.
No.
It's a Incredibles reference if you didn't get it. Amy says, by the way, that's the same friend whose husband felted himself into a hand knit sweater on a kayaking trip. He felted himself into a hand knit sweater on a kayaking trip. I could see it.
That's why you should select down breeds for your hand-spun sweaters that you're going to wear during kayaking.
Why you don't wear wool that was going to felt when you are going to get wet and move around a lot.
Yeah, you choose an appropriate wool. You choose a down breed.
Yeah.
Won't felt.
So, talk about these down breeds, Jill.
Oh, gosh. I have been spewing so much knowledge the last couple nights. Can I, do knowledge light tonight, and I'll talk about down breeds tomorrow?
But
Give the people a reason to come back.
You've got all this fiber to...
I know, you're going to make me coffee.
Oh, but I have all this to do. I don't know.
I know, you're going to be able to make me coffee.
You might still beat me.
You just sit there.
I just sit here.
And then you won't make me coffee.
And then I won't make you coffee. Because I want you to actually go to sleep today.
No. Epic crash.
It'll be like that slow motion crash we saw yesterday. So, apparently, I think it happened yesterday. I follow all sorts of weird groups on the internet. This one is about aerospace and about aviation stuff. And so there was an F-35.
Yes, F-35B.
That it's one of those neat new jets in the U.S. that can do the vertical takeoff and landing. So it's doing this landing, and it's going really slow. It's going down. Everything looks fine. It gets to the ground, and then it bounces up a little bit, and then it tilts forward, and it slides to one side, and you could tell like this is the most slow motion crash, and you just can't look away. And then it slides to the other side, and the back wheels go down, and then the pilot ejects from the ground, which, from what they say, was actually the right thing to do because there's every possibility that the jet could have caught fire or flipped over or done something else at that point. But what actually happened was the jet just started to touch down, the pilot ejected, he landed like, 50 feet that way, and then the jet just completely stopped moving. So it was the most slow motion crash I've ever seen. It's pretty impressive.
Apparently, when pilots use an ejector seat,
Yeah.
they get a special, like, limited edition tie from the company that makes the ejector seats
Well, yeah.
because they're part of a special club now.
Well, it's also single use, and they probably just earned that company a huge amount of money. And Diane, by the way, says downbreeds tomorrow. Can't wait.
I'll bring you examples.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what are we going to talk about now? Since I've talked about slow
The
motion.
coffee you're going to
F-35.
make me?
So what kind of coffee are you drinking these days?
So I finally figured out what I like.
Yeah.
So I make my coffee with a mocha pot, stovetop mocha pot. And I got this super fancy one that will even make crema.
What's crema?
It's like the foam from just the espresso, but it's not as high pressure as an espresso machine. I'm the only one who drinks coffee in this household, and I only drink a single cup a day. So it seems kind of ridiculous to invest a great deal of money into my coffee making. So my mocha pot was a really expensive one. It was $50. And then I figured out that I like dark roast.
Yeah.
Finally, after a decade of drinking coffee.
I love the smell of coffee. And then I have my coffee teas that I drink because I can't do caffeine. So I discovered, what's the name of the company?
Ticino.
Ticino does all these really neat imitation coffee teas that are completely caffeine free. So you can have them at any time of night.
But they have like chicory and carob and
yeah. And so they smell just like coffee. I wouldn't say they taste like coffee. I've had coffee like 3 times in my life, so I can't really say for certain if it does or does not taste like coffee. But I like how it tastes. And that's all that matters in that case. Apparently JK Knits For You says they can only eject from a jet
I'm guessing once
or
twice.
twice before they have to retire from jet flying. So,
It's like you're done.
well, yeah, I would imagine. I mean, those things are expensive. That's a good
It's
policy.
also expensive to train those people to fly in jets.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one's more expensive. I would bet it's probably more expensive for the jet. But,
But you get a heck of a story for the rest of your life.
And a tie.
And a tie that you can wear to your job interview.
I'm not sure that would be the best tie to wear to a job interview.
Who would know?
This is the tie that I got for abandoning my previous job.
Oh, it destroys body from the G-forces.
Oh, okay. Yeah, JK Knits For You says it destroys the body from the G-force. So it's not that they don't trust the people anymore with the expensive machine.
It's that it's going to wreck their body.
It's that they're going to die. Okay, that makes sense.
That sounds more compassionate.
It does, and yeah. No, but I'm just back on this idea of, like, you get something from your previous job that is, like, indicative of
things having gone horribly wrong.
Yeah. And that is a
When,
piece of
who
clothing.
else gets a trophy from something going horribly wrong?
Yeah, we got to be careful about how we say this, because there's the first thing that comes to mind is like Purple Heart type thing. And yes, something that goes horribly wrong. It's not
Yeah.
it's not their fault. It's not necessarily there's
Okay.
always sort of weird extenuating
Outside of the
circumstances.
military.
Outside the military, is there something that people get for something going very sideways?
Yeah.
I feel like there's got to be something like that in racing, in car racing. Yeah, this is one of those weird things. I'm sure somebody else has a comment here, but
Help us out.
yeah. And now I'm going to look up what one of those ties look like.
Maybe somebody has one for sale on eBay.
That'd be terrible.
Why?
That's one of those things that, like, you earned it, right? You
Yeah, but it's also a reminder of a bad day.
Or a really epic one.
It's all about how you frame things.
Yeah. Okay. On to a different topic.
This is supposed to be about spinning.
It is supposed to be about spinning, and not spinning airplanes. Okay, Amy Hughes says the Lantern Rouge in the Tour de France.
What is the Lantern Rouge?
That probably has a story. And JK Knits for You says horse jumping can also go very wrong, but can also be funny. Yeah. So many dangerous things that people do for fun.
Adrenaline's a hell of a drug.
It is. I mean, even our kids got injured from spinning wheels.
Yeah. Whereas I am a fainting goat, and adrenaline just makes me shut down.
Yeah. Oh, the TDF crash year before last. I don't know what TDF is.
Tour de France.
Tour de France. The Tour de Fleece crash. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. That one.
I want to hear about that.
All the fiber coming off the wall and just burying the spinners. It was terrible. No.
That's why it's important to toss your stash. Make sure it's structurally sound.
Properly store it. The heavier fiber on the bottom.
Proper maintenance.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm doing a
Razzie
stash
Award
toss.
for the movies. That's a good one.
Yes.
I like that one. That's a good analogy. Apparently, if I remember correctly, I saw a headline that one of the first Razzies, the main actress for The Shining got.
Jack Nicholson?
No, the actress.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I haven't seen The Shining. I just know Jack Nicholson, but I know it was the actress for The Shining got a Razzie for The Shining, which is weird. I don't know. I'll look into that. Last place person who still finishes has a red number. Okay, so that's sorry. That was Amy Hughes talking about the Lantern Rouge. And then Granny Vicky says, "Have you ever shared how you started your HipStrings business?"
We have, but we can do it again.
Yeah, no, it's been a while since we talked about it. So, we like playing with technology, and we like cool gadgets. So there was
and sometimes gadgets are so expensive.
Well, so what happened was a while ago there was a place called Tech Shop they had shops open around the world actually. They've gone out of business since, but Tech Shop was, the way I like to describe it is, it's called a makerspace, but it's kind of like a gym membership for manufacturing equipment. So you pay upfront some money, and then you get to use things like CNC mills, 3D printers, laser cutters, vinyl cutters, soldering equipment, like basically anything you could want.
Yeah,
to
metalworking, woodworking.
They have it there. So you pay a subscription, and then you can go in at any time, reserve some piece of machinery.
After getting trained on it.
Yeah. And so what we wanted to play with the lasers, pew pew.
So we went on a date and took the laser class.
Yes, and we were like, okay, well, this subscription's expensive. So if we're going to pay for a membership, we've got to make something we're going to sell. And you had been talking with some friends online about spindles.
Well, this is a time when mostly what I was doing was spinning cotton on supported spindles. And there are all sorts of really pretty wood-turned supported spindles out there. But I didn't like spinning on wooden support spindles. They just don't have the speed for cotton. So I was just spinning on like a coin tockley, and I was like, this is boring. Like, this is ugly. Like, I want something pretty.
A coin tockley is just a round disc of metal with a metal shaft.
Yeah. Not decorated at all. And I was like, I want something pretty. So we went and did the laser thing, and I was thinking about it. I was like, well, what can we cut with a laser? And well, you can cut acrylic. Is one of the major things, as well as like wood. And I was like, okay, what's the density of these things? Like, can you get a really dense material?
So we started getting really nerdy about like, well, what's the center of inertia, the moment of inertia,
because you want a really dense material in order to have a really fast spindle.
And we wanted
dense
to make
material
sure
for
that
the whirl.
We wanted to make sure that the whirl was denser than the shaft too.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Had the idea, carbon fiber shaft, acrylic whirl.
Well,
we also made wood whirls.
We started with wood whirls.
And they sucked.
They were terrible.
But we made some acrylic ones, and it was awesome.
And you made a couple. And
I made a couple, and I shared them, and people bought them.
If you go to our YouTube channel, and you go to our first video, there's just a very simple video of you spinning one of our first spindles to show off how this looks.
And then I was like, oh, well, we should laser engrave some other tools. And I got a request from somebody who was like, well, there's this spinner's control card, or precise control card, but the people making it went out of business, and we use it for teaching. Can you make it? And I was like, let me dive into whether or not I'm going to upset anybody's IP if I do this. And I was like, okay, this company's gone, and they only had a patent pending. Or the patent, I read the patent. I'm like, well, I'm not infringing on the patent. And so then we started making the control cards. And then I was like, oh, well, if I'm making spindles, I need to sell fiber that goes with the spindles.
Well, that also came from the time that you were starting to discover that you had a reaction with the heavy metal dyes in most fiber. And so you were having such trouble finding fiber that you didn't react with.
Yeah.
And it also was with yarn as well. So you started looking into, from your hobby standpoint, how do you dye fiber? How do you dye yarn? And that sort of slowly expanded with that as well. And so from those key points of dyeing fiber, making spindles, making tools.
It's grown from what I wanted to see in the marketplace that just wasn't there.
Yeah.
And that's what's continuous. Like the bats that I'm now producing, I made bats on my own for years and years before finally getting to a point where I was actually really happy with what I was creating. And I didn't really start selling bats until that point. And so that's how things go.
Yeah. So that's the short origin story of HipStrings, where we
Nick and Joe want to play with lasers.
Yeah, it started off with we just wanted to play with lasers. And
now we have a laser of our own, and we've had one for a while.
It's resonated with all of you, and we're happy to keep sharing our vision on what the fiber world should be like.
Yeah, Nick has this crazy idea that someday he's just going to work for me.
Yep.
So you're going to have to buy a lot more fluff in order.
Well, we have other ideas. We have other ideas in the works.
Nick has some side projects.
I have some side projects I'm very slowly working on. We'll just leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
But
you're slowly working on them like I am with this fiber.
Oh my God, yes. I'm actually really surprised at how fast I spun my thing. And I promise you, it plies back fine.
Promise? Pinky swear?
Look, we can see it. I will pull it out and you will see.
Yep.
Right? Like this is not, and I will even pull back out some more. So it's not just like this stuff that just barely came off. Like look at that.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, you happy?
Now, what did you do to your wheel that made you so fast today?
Well, it wasn't just today. It's what I've been doing over the past 2 days is that I increase. Oh my God, I made a knot.
Yeah, that's why you butterfly instead of
I
doing circles.
don't know how to butterfly.
We'll go over that some other time.
Yeah. I increased the speed of my wheel. So I changed to a larger gear on the big wheel, which not everybody's wheel has, but we have the ability to do that, and a smaller gear on the flyer.
Not gear, pulley.
Pulley.
Gears have teeth.
Okay. Ratio?
Yeah.
But it's called a gear ratio still, isn't it?
No, it's a ratio.
It's just pulley ratio?
No, just ratio.
Just ratio?
Yeah.
Change the ratio.
But
So
yeah, pulleys.
when the big goes to the small, rather than small going to big, it goes faster. That's the way I think
And
of it.
then what did you do right before tonight?
Oh, I did lube my shaft. But instead of removing my bobbin, because I know that this particular bobbin has only 2 main contacts on the 2 contact points, right where the ends of the bobbin are. I just put a little bit of oil right in front of it, moved the bobbin back and forth, put a little oil on the other side, moved it back and forth. So everything was going very, very smoothly tonight.
Yes? Am I not entertaining you? Like,
I'm just surprised.
Are you bored?
How
Are you
much...
going to go make me coffee?
No, but you're still spinning thin. Okay. Kathleen says, I just finished my first unit of fiber. Yay.
Yay.
So, Jill, come on.
What?
Although I'm curious about what a unit of fiber is at this point.
Well,
Kathleen,
I'm
you'll have to
guessing this would be
specify.
a one bag. I would guess in this context it would be a bag.
Yeah. So what's interesting is that I forgot to do this the first night, but the subsequent nights I've been splitting it up, not in half, but in thirds. Because I find,
Aren't you fancy?
I find for the thickness that I'm trying to spin, that a third of the, what's that called? Sliver?
Top.
Top? A third of the top?
Unless it's the bat.
There wasn't a bat today. A third of the top.
Have you spun any bats?
I don't think so. I'm going to end up with all bats at the end. I don't know. When is the... What day is
Oh,
the
Kathleen's
bats?
being fancy. A unit is a quarter of 4 different bats.
Ooh.
Bags.
A quarter of 4 different bags. So, okay. A unit would be the equivalent to 1 bag,
Yes.
but she's splitting up amongst 4 different bags. Interesting. Do you remember which ones were bats? Oh, I can look at my
I have a little key.
cheat card.
That hand's getting tired. I have been
Uh,
spinning with my my weaker side.
Have you been giving me a handicap?
Yeah, we're gonna fix that tomorrow.
Yeah, no. I haven't done any bats yet.
That
Let's
is statistically surprising.
I mean, they're evenly distributed.
A third of the fiber is bats.
Yeah, but it's not in any chunks. I guess it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Random.
Yeah.
Without
And
replacement.
We're over a third of the way through. So,
Right.
I mean, it's not that surprising. Just a little bit.
Figure out your P-value, Nick.
I refuse. Come on. I can't remember words. Forget doing statistics on a Friday night at, what, 9:51
What is
p.m.
the chance of you not having a bat by now with selection without replacement?
Intellectual curiosity is making me want to do that. There's factorial in there somewhere, right?
Yeah, I think.
No, stop it. Yeah, we're talking about trying to figure
Probability.
out probability for this. So, I'm going to start saying, no, I'm not. I'm going to wait until you're done.
I'm so close.
You are so close.
Your dad joke can wait.
I know. How'd you know I was going to talk about my dad joke?
Have the sixth sense.
We are so, like, connected. It's almost like we're married. By the way.
Oh, we should talk about our sweaters.
I was going to talk about your pants. Because Jill was so tired and was like, yeah, I'm just going to wear these PJ pants. And I'm like, but they can see your pants. You were like,
I
yeah,
think they'll appreciate my pants.
they're awesome. I don't know if you've noticed, but they are space llamas.
Yeah.
They have even like little astronaut helmets. It's adorable. Okay. You want to talk about your sweater?
Yeah. So I am wearing a Granito by Joji Locatelli and my BFL sock.
And this is Crazy Heart?
Crazy Heart.
Oh, I remembered it. Yes, I'm wearing Crazy Heart in Bowie.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, you have a similar one.
Yeah.
It's in hand-spun Bowie.
No. Well, not anymore. I gave that one away.
Oh. You made one.
I made one.
Okay.
I gave it away. It was too big for me.
This one is Bowie DK?
Yeah, Bowie DK. First run.
Yeah. Okay. And I knit this how many years ago?
When Chris was like 2 when we all went to Rhinebeck.
Oh my God. Yeah, this was originally a Rhinebeck
So like
sweater.
5 years ago.
So it's stretched out a little bit. Probably needs to get reblocked. But I mean, it looks great. This is a testament to the wonder of Bowie. Diane did say she wanted to know about your pants, so now I should wear fancy pants tomorrow.
I don't know how long ago I got the pants, so it's not like I can tell you where to get Space Llama pants. I think they were at Target, which was amazing, but it was a while ago. And Catherine provided us with... Kathleen. Sorry. Tired. Kathleen provided us with a p-value.
Of 0.16. So unlikely, but not too far out there. Assuming I can Friday night math.
Better than we can.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. I will sleep. I know this sounds like a joke, but I honestly will sleep better knowing somebody has gone out there and done the math. Thank you. All right. So with that, we can go into our dad joke. And I'm going to say a dad joke that Jill shared to me and then promptly forgot. Because I was like, Jill, do you want to tell the dad joke? Because this was a great one.
Mine like a sip. I'm going to be completely surprised when he tells me this.
So, I was working on a mix of music for... See, now you remembered. A mix of music.
I still don't remember the whole thing. I just remember it's funny.
For our hiking. It's got the peanuts, it's got the cranberries, and it's got M&M. I call it my trail mix. You shared it to me too.
Oh, it's still hilarious.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. Thank you for sticking around, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a great night.
And maybe we'll be a little bit better rested.
No. Good night.